And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym of the Crypto, episode 722. Today is Monday, May 17th, 2021. I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
At 10-ish, and today's top stories. Vitalik burns 6.7 billion of Shiba to reward generous holders. Elon Musk hints Tesla may offload. Bitcoin goes to war with crypto Twitter. Yay or nay, new petition demands Elon Musk sell all his Bitcoin. Banking system consumes 2 times more energy than Bitcoin, research says. And last but not least, Bitcoin's upcoming Taproot upgrade and why it matters for the network. But first and foremost, Bitcoin Zay, please tell me what's going on with these prices in this bloody market.
Oh, yeah. So taking a look at our prices today, we have had a dip across the market. A lot of scared lettuce hands jumping out the market. Bitcoin at $44,932 is down 7.8% today. Ethereum at $3,448, down 7% as well. Binance Coin at $530 is down 10% today. Cardano at $213 is down 8.8%. Dogecoin at 49 cents is down 5% today. XRP at 151 is down 1.6% as well. Polkadot slid a little bit under $40 at $39.83, down 11%. Internet Computer, whatever the hell that is, at $209 is down 16.6%. And rounding out the top 10 is Bitcoin Cash at $1,103, down 10.8%. So very bloody market, red across the board. But I do want to show these charts really quick so that people don't scare themselves out of the market. Remember, people, this is the last bull run from 3,000 to 20 right here. 38%, 38%, 33, 38, 36, 29. Look, we have an average of 30% drops. And also, if you're looking at where we are, we're about right here. The first sell-off, people are starting to get bearish, like, hey, it may go down. I saw somebody say it may go down to $12,000. If you don't shut your ass up, there's no way it's making it back past 20K, but it is a bear trap. A lot of people are going to start shorting it, trying to get down to the 35K mark, and then boom, you got enough liquidity to push up. Media attention, oh yeah, Bitcoin's back at 60K mark. Then enthusiasm, Bitcoin's at 78, 80,000. And then greed once we hit 100K. And then, of course, like we said, you get the delusion, new paradigm, and then we'll have that. I think that'll go into the beginning of 2022.
Yeah. I meant to tell you last time, man, you got to, I'm not saying to hit them, but you should bring a BB gun to shoot near these birds over there because they be cranking in the morning, man.
Bro, these birds are disrespectful out here, but they don't care. They walk right beside you. They don't even care. These Barbados birds is different.
What's going on, Miriam, Kango, Scott, Buchos, Addie A, Wendy Nichols? Good morning, fellow warriors. Fanteezy, Whistlетone, Omar Banks, Lio, Brian Dees, Blues Lover, Patrick Walter, what up, though? Leroy Forrest, Chappie, Ames, Candace, Dallas Pipes. First time I saw that name. What's up, Dallas Timothy? Isaac Walter Hurd. Look at my son, Bitcoin Zay, looking like Rico Suave, LOL.
What up, Pops? What's going on, Pops?
Kevin Cummins, Ashley Robles, Will 45, Raekwon, Slump Alamo, Les Square, L Dabnum L, Will Hobby, or Hob D, Lonzel, McNeil, Jason Young, welcome everyone. Lisa Lee, Jose, Phil G, and Satch West, welcome. All right, top story of the day. Shiba is back in the news. Vitalik, I guess, had a change of heart as he has burned 6.7 billion of Shiba to reward generous holders. That's right. And it's funny, they said we're generous holders. What's this? Like, you've been holding for less than 10 months? But whatever. Vitalik Buterin has burned nearly half of Shiba supply in response to the generosity of the dog token communities. It looks here again, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin has burned nearly half of the supply of popular Dogecoin clone Shiba Inu. In a statement embedded into the transaction on Sunday, Buterin explained why he had decided to burn 6.7 billion worth of SHIB tokens, emphasizing the generosity of the dog communities. I've actually been impressed by how the dog token communities have treated the recent donations, he's saying here. Plenty of dog people have shown their generosity and their willingness to not just focus on their own profits, but also be interested in making the world as a whole better. I support all who are earnestly doing that. I will say this was, again, a noble thing of Vitalik to do. Is a good thing. But again, people, this is the issue with Shiba. This is the issue with a lot of altcoin projects and projects in general. One person shouldn't have the power to do that. I don't care if you're doing it for a good cause or a bad cause. It is a very slippery slope. No one should have the ability to influence a project that much or influence the price of a project that much. So we're seeing that here with Shiba. We know that they gave away 50% of the supply to him. He gave away, I guess, some of that to the Indian government. I thought he gave it all to them, but apparently he just gave some of them to us since he still has some to burn. But again, this may be a noble thing, cool to see. If you're a holder, yeah, you may have made a little bit of money, even though I think that price is still low since the whole market dip. But by and large, to me, it's a slippery slope. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you own half of the supply, and even if you burn it, whatever your intention is, definitely a slippery slope because you're putting the power into the hands of one person who he could have not burned it. He could have kept it and maybe manipulated the Shiba market like Elon does with Dogecoin if he wanted to. I mean, honestly, whenever something's centralized, you give them the power. So I'm glad he did donate it to charities. Unfortunately, if they don't sell it quick, it might be all the way back down to the price it was a couple weeks ago because it is definitely a spike up and a spike down. So right now it's looking like it's 0.00001638 cent. Had a huge pump of about 100x. So hopefully they can sell it, get some money out of it, and hopefully that good cause happens. But again, people, this is not something to be happy for or proud of. It's just a tax write-off for Vitalik, really. Yep,
there it is. All right, Elon Musk, another one of these crypto billionaires in the news. Elon Musk hints Tesla may offload Bitcoin, goes to war with crypto Twitter. Again, Elon is playing these Chinese games. We talked about on the show yesterday on our Talk Shop Live, but essentially back in 2016 and 2017, especially 2016, I remember when I first really got in. That's why I was like, yo, is China gonna like mess this whole thing up? Like I'm switching careers here. And you're like, no, they always do that. And sure enough, China every quarter in 2016, 2017, like literally every 3 to 4 or 5 months, Bitcoin's illegal. Mining's legal. Okay, Bitcoin's legal. All right, mining's legal. All right, well, this is unauthorized. This is legal. So they kept doing that. They kept messing with the price. We also talked about yesterday on Talk Shop Live how Jamie Dimon did the same thing that Elon Musk is doing right now. Even John McAfee has done the same. Like the thing is, for people who are looking at Elon and making your trade or investment decisions off him, it shows how new you are to the market because other people have used this same playbook in the crypto market already. He's not even the first person. But the point I'm making is that whether Elon and Tesla decides to offload their Bitcoin and sell it or not, it doesn't matter, people. Like the price will, even if it were to dip momentarily, let's say he offloads Bitcoin, the price does dip to 28K. I can tell you now, I know someone who's about to buy some of them things up at 28K. Like people are looking at Bitcoin like it's dope money again. The price of the brick ain't going that low without people scooping it up. It's not happening. You 20 a thing, well, bro. If I see 20 a Bitcoin, it's over right now. Like what? I'm scooping that up all day, every day. So again, we're talking about Tesla CEO who's duking it out, as it says here, with the crypto community on Twitter after Musk appeared to suggest the electric vehicle manufacturer would dump its Bitcoin holdings this quarter. And again, this is him playing games. This is a billionaire with a big ass company talking about maybe we'll dump Bitcoin, maybe we won't. Dump it or don't dump it. Don't nobody care. Like
get rid of it, please. So we can.
Elon, while you playing out here, you keep playing with people's money like that. Listen, hey, better be putting the money to the right spots.
Oh yeah. Somebody told me because of his disease or not disease, but his condition, Asperger's, that he is very smart, but he has no moral conscience. Like somebody was trying to explain that to me, that he just does stuff. But I keep trying to explain to people. I was like, yeah, I hear all that. But most of his money comes from the U.S. government. So he doesn't really have a choice in the matter. I'm sure he was put up to this. And that's why people like myself, people like King, we don't put ourselves in a position to be controlled by somebody if we don't have to. In the crypto world, because at the end of the day, if that happens, then you got to tweet out stuff that you don't even believe or say things that don't even matter. But again, we went from 0 to 60,000 without Elon. Bitcoin will still be here before it was here before him. It'll be here after him. Can't control it, and I think that's what's eating at him and other billionaires like him.
Right, and we'll talk about this more as we share. We'll be talking about that Taproot article. But by and large, people, the thing you need to remember is since Elon bought into Bitcoin, since Michael Saylor bought into Bitcoin, since 2021, the Bitcoin project has still only improved. Like the technical side of the project itself, nothing has went backwards. Nothing has become worse. Only things have become better. So again, when you're looking at the price in dollars or fiat currency, that's not even the real value or worth of Bitcoin because it keeps improving. It's the dollar that's fluctuating. So whether Elon sells it, does whatever with, like, who cares, Elon Musk? And again, I don't know. It's kind of funny to me to see so many people actually respond to him on Twitter, especially crypto users. It's like, we know he's trolling people. Let him troll. Just let him be. This is the same as Maccabee, Dick Chop 2020. Still waiting to see it, Maccabee. All right, like you promised us some Guinness World Record type of stuff. We want to see, but no,
we want to see the chop it off. We didn't see a million, chop it off.
Right. This is Twitter talk. This is Twitter talk. But again, people on Twitter are taking it serious, yay or nay. New petition demands Elon Musk sell all his Bitcoin. This story actually caught me off guard. I'll let you jump into this. What's going on here?
Oh yeah. So if you were on Twitter, some people were saying the Doge father has gone too far with some Bitcoin holders. It should allow a better custodian to own them. Again, people, this is the thing about Bitcoin. Anybody can join. There is no better custodian or worse. If you own Bitcoin, you're a Bitcoiner, and this was his choice to buy it. And people are saying here the goal is modest: 100 signatures at first, and grand total of 62 have been gathered. It says, meanwhile, in their description, Musk has doubled down on endorsing Dogecoin, a literal joke, claiming to be working with the non-existent development team, which we talked about yesterday on Talk Shop Live, and integrating the cryptocurrency into SpaceX. So there is a small petition on Twitter to try and get him to sell his Bitcoin. And they say here, poetic justice prevails. That might just end up being somebody he was on the cusp of ruining over Doge. Elon Musk, sell your Bitcoin. So there are people who are who are responding. There are a few people who are actually trying to vote on it. But again, I mean, he doesn't need to sell it. At the end of the day, him not selling it should show you what his true intentions are. If he really didn't like Bitcoin, if he really thought it was bad for the environment, he would have been sold it. And I don't think at this point he will. I think he is trolling to an extent. And again, can't really believe everything he says because he does have the puppet fingers controlling him at the end of the day. So I don't think this petition would do anything, but just Twitter fingers right now.
And I'm not a fan.
Real English right now.
I'm not a fan of either because kind of like you started off, again, people slippery slope. I might not like what Elon is doing, but at the same time, everyone has access to money, to value. Like you can't stop it. I don't care if it's the super villain criminal who's doing the worst things on the planet or like the Mr. Nice Guy superhero. Like everyone has access to it. So I'm not about trying to vote them out. Super slippery slope. Like if that's even possible to do, which it isn't, but let's just say somehow that was possible to get that type of consensus for people to really try to push them away. Of course, you can own your own crypto, but all right, what other entities could do that? That'll be the new cancel culture thing. Like, hell no. I definitely don't want to see that happening in crypto. But again, I mean, I think the biggest thing to take from all this Elon Musk talk, the same thing we took from Maccabee, the same thing we took from Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan Chase, the same thing we took from banks, the same thing we took from the US government, the same thing we take from regulators. Like, just ignore it. Like, they cannot control Bitcoin. Like, I don't know about his other projects. But when you're talking about Bitcoin, people, and other, Monero, you're talking about Monero too, Zcash, they can't control it. So all the talk, all the tweeting, all the price today is 20K, the price today is 40K, the price is 60K. The price doesn't even matter because they still can't control what it can do. The price could be whatever you want the number is. If the sender who's receiving it says, I still value this one Bitcoin or whatever Bitcoin you're sending me, then I can still send it and we can still do transactions without the government, banks, or regulators. So let's remember what the technology is for, not just the price. I know it's very difficult to do sometimes in these moments, but they can't stop anything. Mike J, thank you for the tip. Mike J, much appreciated. I wanted to give a quick shout out to, I saw N Bowling. Welcome, N Bowling. Discovered this show this weekend, tapping into the live show for the first time. Welcome to the show. Let's go. What else we got? We got a lot of good comments here already. What's going on, Erica K? Kevin Cummins said, yo, what's with Shiba swap, part of this Shiba ecosystem? Yes, it's supposed to come out. We'll see if it actually works. My only thoughts, if it does come out and it does actually work, then you might have something, only because it will be the new thing that will probably have rewards and like the best yield farming out there for the next 2 months. But that's if it comes out. We'll see when it comes out. They're supposed to have a lot of stuff. They're supposed to have another project token and the swap, but it's not here yet. So who knows, right?
Oh, yeah. And I want to give a quick shout out to everybody on Clubhouse that's listening as well. Shout out to you all. Gentlemen of Crypto Live.
Leela Newells finally caught a live. Welcome to the live. JB24 Titan Motorsports. What's going on? Let's see. William Justice says Musk is chasing U.S. government subsidies, needs to virtual signal to get that corporate welfare.
You know it. Hey, you already know it.
There it is. What's going on? Crypto culture. Black Bitcoin billionaire said the Fedora bandit strikes again, stacking sats by day, fighting crime by night.
You know it. Oh yeah, this story ain't coming off out here. I'll tell you that right now.
I know, right? Let's see. Kevin Cummins said, "Yo, King, there's no Doge on his balance sheet." LOL. I was right. Did he get rid of it already?
He gave it to his son. That's what he did with Doge.
Let's see. Raekwon G said Bitcoin dropped to $38,000 or lower. No more 420 for me. I'm all in. All right.
All right.
DC Dr. Crypto Knight, release that. I'm waiting. Let's move this Fibonacci. I got 4 wallets you can send it to if you're unhappy, Elon. Oh, exactly. Yeah, release your Bitcoin. He's talking that game like he's going to release his Bitcoin and then like, oh, I guess the Bitcoin project is over now. Elon's not doing it no more. Like,
yeah, right. Like Sergeant Crypto just said it. Fuck Elon as a staff, as a record label, and as a car company. Don't nobody care.
That should have been the title of the show today. We might have to change it.
Might have to change the title.
Get some smoke. Get some Elon smoke. All right. Speaking of smoke, it looks like what does everyone in this space love? Numbers, research, factual evidence. That's what I love about cryptocurrency and cryptography. Your feelings don't matter. Leave your feelings at the door. You might not like the way a person look, smell, what they're doing, all of that, but you can't lie once the numbers and the research comes out, and it looks like the research is out. The banking system consumes 2 times more energy than Bitcoin.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
System, the banking, we're talking about banks. The banking system consumes 2 times more energy than Bitcoin.
Ooh. Get the fuck out of here with this energy talk.
According to Galaxy estimates, the annual energy usage of Bitcoin stands at 114 terawatts, while the banking industry consumes over 260 TWH each year. That is definitely double. 114 to 260. That's over double we've ever seen it. What is going on with this story here?
Oh yeah, shout out to my good friend Mike Novogratz over at Galaxy Digital. They released a report Friday titled "On Bitcoin's Energy Consumption: A Quantitative Approach to a Subjective Question," and provided open source access to its methodology and calculations. They found out that Bitcoin's annual electricity is at 113 terawatts per hour, including energy for miner demand, miner power consumption, pool power consumption, and node power consumption. This amount is 2 times lower than the total energy by the banking system, as well as gold. And who the fuck needs gold right now? Gold has more energy consumption than Bitcoin. And I guarantee you Bitcoin has a better use case than gold ever has. So, I mean, this report is literally, like we said before, the reason I love math, the reason why I love cryptography, the reason why I love Bitcoin is we don't care about your feelings. We don't care about your think pieces, your Medium articles, your tweets. Who cares? When the numbers come out, Bitcoin is not as energy or it uses less energy consumption than banks, which, again, most of these banks are empty buildings with 2 people working there in an ATM. If you've been into a bank lately, nobody works there anymore. Everything is automatic, and they still use all this energy to print money just to give it to themselves. So, again, I'm glad this report came out. There have been other reports that have come out that have done the same thing because this is actually an old argument. I showed yesterday on Talk Shop Live a report that said Bitcoin may be bad for the environment from 2017. People, stop letting I've had people actually hit me up that have Bitcoin. It's like, hey, is this really bad for the environment? Like, yeah,
it's bad for the environment. Now give me your money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and the thing is, even if it consumes as much energy, let's say it gets to the point where it consumes as much energy as a bank, Bitcoin's price would essentially be somewhere in the millions. And on top of that, it's a better money system. It's a fair money system. That's what energy should be used for if we're going to use it, because money is a part of us all. That's how we transact and everything. So it is a good use case, but banks and gold, I don't see the reason why they should have so much energy use. So we need to flip it, and we need to start talking about, why do banks use so much energy, huh? What exactly is you all's energy consumption so high for? So that's the narrative we should start going with.
For real. Last Square, thank you for the tip. Last Square, so I appreciate you all for making this market. To make it simple to understand, for sure. We appreciate you coming in, checking us out in the tip, for sure. Yeah, the piggyback on that, like, this was already a mute argument, which is why I never listened to it. But the fact that I picked up steam and people were actually like commenting, like, come on, you got to take it serious, is like, oh man, like, I really got to talk about this. Like, just use common sense. As you said, when you say banks, okay, you got banks, buildings, as that chart said, ATMs, debit card, point of sale systems, all of that electricity, air conditioning, if you're in a hot southern bank, heat if you're in a cold northern bank. Like, people, there's so much energy that goes into banks, vault security.
What about all of the employees driving to work? That's energy.
To
and from work.
Bang.
What about the CEOs taking private jets around the world to go
bang?
circle jerk each other Yeah, or to all these summits going to Davos and going to wherever to circle jerk each other and talk about the same old stuff. Yeah, that's energy consumption, and they are the ones causing it. So don't let them change the narrative. Bitcoin is just fine.
I'm with Amez Sakin as well. So how much energy does Facebook and Amazon server farms use? A crazy amount. So great point there. But yeah, I mean, people, this is like, this is a mute argument. Trek, great comment. PFC Wells talking about Elon Musk. He's not even the biggest whale in the space. So why are people paying attention to how he moves? What's crazy, people, is like Elon, I'm not even like, he's a Bitcoin billionaire, possibly because he bought it. Like that doesn't make you anyone in this space. Like I would be more concerned if the Gemini twins are coming out all of a sudden saying some crazy shit from left field. Yeah. Or Tracy Mayer came out all of a sudden like, hey, I'll be concerned with people that we know have been in this space for a long time and we know has a large amount of crypto wealth versus Elon Musk. I mean, honestly, Brian Armstrong has more pull than Elon Musk in this space. Like, so again, what are we talking about here when they keep talking about Elon Musk? P-Man Van, I pulled some money out of the traditional investments to buy the dip, committed. Same. I said yesterday, I've been buying the dip as well myself, my little loose change that I have. Let's see. Raekwon G said Elon need to focus on that Cybertruck / solar roofs and be quiet. Great point. I actually want to bring that up. So two things happened. I didn't even look for the article this morning, but people are actually giving back their trucks and their cars that pre-ordered from Tesla because of the whole Bitcoin thing. There are Bitcoiners who are also ordered the truck, thinking it'd be cool. They showed screenshots of their canceled order already that they sent back, posted on Twitter like, hey, was a big supporter of everything you're doing, but because you're playing with the Bitcoin market, not any longer. Yeah. And then the second thing I saw also, as much as people are messing with Bitcoin Zay in his second book when it comes out, people are giving Elon a hard time about, I guess, his car's not being delivered right now. I'm seeing, was it a UFC fighter this past weekend after his fight, after he won the fight, he called out Elon Musk saying, I guess he's been waiting for his car to be delivered since last year. It was supposed to then come in March. And he was like, hey, man, we're about to come up on June. I still ain't got my car. He was like, so he wanted to heat with Elon next. And then it was funny. A UFC reporter said, you do know Elon owns part of the UFC now that they went public. And he was like, well, Mr. Musk, I would certainly like my car as soon as you can give it to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stop worrying about Bitcoin. Get your cars out, Elon, because again, he made more money from Bitcoin than his company did from cars this entire life.
Which is why he's not worried about his cars anymore.
Exactly. He don't care about cars anymore. I got Bitcoin. And just like everybody else who has Bitcoin, they understand they got the best asset in the world. Don't really have to do business anymore.
There we go. Oh, make sure we smash this like and share. I see 214 people and only 94 likes. Listen, people, pay that like tax. There's a little thumb. It's an up one. There's a down one. Click on one of them thumbs. Pay that like tax, and let's get this algorithm popping on YouTube this Monday morning. Wes, Wes said, be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. Let's see. Ocon MX22 said Bitcoin dominance is dropping. I mean, it is dropping because everyone is in search of the next Bitcoin. Now, when that happens, the price drops. And then when Bitcoin, it's funny you did make the point about these dips because, before it did that 20K pull off in 2017, it had a nice little dip too, where it got taken off the top before it shot up. So when you say Bitcoin dominance is dropping, like literally tomorrow, we were to wake up and were to start pumping past 62, 65, 67,000, then literally we might see the dominance go up another 8% in one day type of dip. Everything was dropped.
Easy, because Bitcoin is still the king. And I like this comment Crypto Commandments put in here. We discussed it earlier this week that you're going to see a sell-off of Bitcoin because tax day is today. And I've said that before. Every time tax season comes around, there are people that are trying to sell it. So Elon's news literally could just be him trying to put out news to say why Bitcoin is selling off, when in reality, we've seen this every time around tax day. So that is another catalyst as well. It's not all Elon people, trust me. I know whales with more money than Elon right now. So
that is a great point. The tax day does, offer a point of sell-off, especially if people owe money in taxes and they aren't claiming their crypto. They probably like, hey, well, about to go ahead and pay this off this, So
exactly.
We'll see that for sure. What's going on, David? David said, the banking industry is dropping massively because of fintech. Banks are old tech and old industry. Lots of them are growing away. People, I say it all the time in Los Angeles. I can speak on Bank of America for sure because I'm a member of Bank of America. They have closed down like 3 main locations, like huge locations, are empty buildings. Another two are open, but you can't do anything but go inside and go to the kiosk where actually a virtual attendant will help you. I think from like Arizona and some places, Nevada, they're like virtual. So the bank itself isn't even being used. You can just go inside and use the virtual ATM thing they have there. Yeah, CoinHawk Crypto said, yeah, most banks have virtual tellers. Exactly. So same thing I'm talking about here. It's not, it's everywhere. Look at that. Let's see. Zuri said, do you have any thoughts about Microsoft's patent to mine Bitcoin by monitoring human biometrics? No, but there were stories before where people were saying like if you wear like the watches to track steps, then using your thermal energy, you might be able to mine Bitcoin. So that seems to be on the same thing that what you're talking about. So it's not out yet, but yeah, people are trying it. They're saying as you walk around, you might be able to mine Bitcoin by just using your normal energy. Am I right about that?
Yep, it was a project that came out 2017 that was doing that, but they actually fizzled out, didn't have enough money. I actually presented that idea to Equinox. One of the guys that was a manager there, I actually emailed him back and forth, showed him that project, and he was like, yeah, we'll consider it. Of course, they didn't. But if you are a gym and you could hook up a system where the more steps you take, you earn crypto or mine from that, and they set it up, hey, you get paid to work out. We have a healthier society just because you want to get money. I didn't see a lose-lose at all. But again, it's starting to come back now, and I think Microsoft is trying to perfect it with the DID technology, decentralized ID.
I just saw a funny comment that messed me up. I'll get to it in a second. Trex said, and have you seen the new companies jumping on green crypto and going mainstream news sounding dumb? Well, that's the thing. Again, it's all about like either how to weaken the Bitcoin network and weaken it so you can get more control of it or control a different currency. Again, this is the internet of money. So just like when the internet first came out, everyone was trying to figure out how to own the internet, right? Everyone was making these intranets. You got to use our website. You got to use our intranet. And it was like, no, we're just going to use the internet, right? So I believe that's the same thing happening. When it comes to these environmental sound bites, all it's doing is trying to take a piece away of Bitcoin, of the main thing, and add light somewhere else. So I think that's all they're doing. I was laughing at Blues Lover, laughing at what Zay said, talking about you're picturing old naked dudes in the circle. Hilarious. I am not doing that. Sarita, what's going on? Good morning from Newport News, VA.
Yeah, that's what they was doing at Jekyll Island. It was
real. Jim, yeah, so you want to own your own bank, huh?
Come on, your own bank, huh? Yeah, come on through. Go to the jacuzzi. We'll see you there at 10 p.m.
No, you want the American government to back your bank. All right. James Jetson.
What's going on? In there giving massages. Come on. Come
on. James said that also doesn't even account for the hundreds of oil tankers. That is true. The hundreds of oil tankers banks own that idle offshore across the world to hide supply and push commodity prices, wasting millions of gallons of fuel every day. Great point, James. Not just the oil tankers hiding commodities. We also know some of those oil tankers, JP Morgan Chase, have cocaine on them, right?
So a lot of cocaine. Where did that cocaine go?
It costs to move cocaine from a southern country all the way up to the Americas, and then to make it disappear off the face of the map. How much does it cost, and how much energy does that cost is what I want to know. All right, we'll get to more comments in a second. Really quick last one. Scott, thank you for the tip, Scott. Scott said, in the end, Bitcoin would dominate everyone. Financial freedom is on the cusp of reality. It's right here, people. It's almost here, and there's no going back. All right, with that last story of the day, Bitcoin's upcoming Taproot upgrade and why it matters for the network. This is what we're talking about, people. The price of Bitcoin is volatile, as always, as they say. Even though one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin, Elon Musk is pumping and dumping. Everyone has an opinion. There's 6-month experts in the space, but no one's talking about Taproot. What is it, and why does it make all the difference?
Oh, yeah. So Taproot is an upgrade of the Bitcoin blockchain to where it will make it more private and more user-friendly for people. So when people talk about privacy with Bitcoin, this is why Taproot is important. In order for this to happen, it has to have signaling from 90% of the nodes. And for right now, as you can see, crypto giant Binance announced that the Binance pool have begun signaling, as previously reported, to the two largest Bitcoin mining pools, Ant Pool and F2 Pool. They were the earliest supporters of the protocol upgrade. Slush Pool was the first to mine the transaction with a Taproot signal. So again, Taproot is becoming activated. And the main point we want to get people to understand is nobody cares about the price. If you're a real Bitcoiner, this is more exciting than anything Elon has going on or the price going up, because price is going up, price is going down, doesn't matter. Bitcoin keeps chugging along. And if you were not here during the SegWit 2X fiasco where there was a civil war, That was right in the middle of a bull run as well. Remember that? And then we still pushed forward straight up to 20,000, whether people liked it or not. So Bitcoin, again, I tell people all the time, it hasn't changed since 2013. It's gotten better. That's it. It hasn't gotten worse. It hasn't stopped working. It just keeps continually getting better no matter the price. So Taproot activation almost complete. That's why you see those green squares and Twitter profiles, if you're wondering, because that signals Taproot activation. So shout out to all the pools getting ready for activation. August 11th is the last day you have to be locked in for it to happen by November.
And so when does it actually go live?
So the activation has to be locked in August 11th, and the network upgrade will happen in November. So you have until August 11th to get your node upgraded or your mining pool upgraded. And then once it starts signaling, Taproot will be live in November. So you'll be able to send transactions, more privacy, and we can explain more in the Talk Shop live show.
And just my thoughts on that kind of lines up. So August 11th is when activation starts. That would make it more news about Bitcoin coming out as that becomes a main thing. I expect the price to continue to rise as that happens because there'll be so much interest in it. And then boom, when it's actually activated in November, when do we usually get those pumps? The end of the year, right? Maybe there'll be a big Bitcoin pump in November, December 2021 after the Taproot is activated and the network is even more efficient than it's had been all year as the price has been volatile. People, nothing is wrong with the Bitcoin network. It's getting better. And remember, we heard it first. If in November after this thing activates and we shoot up 10 to 12,000 that same day, if not the next day or two, don't be surprised. It should be something you're already planned into. So again, when we're talking about the price going up, down, and all around, you have to ask yourself, is the price going to drop back down to 20,000 before Taproot will be activated and the network continues to work very efficiently and smoothly? I don't think so personally. I think that the price, when you're looking at fiat currency, it's going to continue to do what it do, but the network itself is strong. So that should be a strong indicator of where people are going to go when it comes to Bitcoin. Let's see. Miss Mac, thank you. Said, found you guys from a clubhouse room. Thank you for your work. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Appreciate that, crypto culture. They said them like taxes just got paid. Glad to hear that. Everybody smash those likes and shares, of course. Deline Conley, thanks for making the book readable. I didn't need my bifocals. I appreciate the gentleman in crypto, especially when you dino folks. Much appreciated for sure. Let's see. William Justice, amazing to see how many long-term holders get riled up by short-term BS. Don't get knocked off your path. I will say the good thing though is this is an indicator of the people actually holding. That this amount of people get riled up, like this is a good thing to see in the market. It's showing market maturation. It's showing self-regulation too. Something we always talk about here. It is showing self-regulation when a billionaire is coming and pumping, dumping different coins, and everyone's on the timeline like, hey, don't listen. If you want to learn about this, go to this person. If you want to learn about this, go to this group. If you want to learn about this, go to this newsletter. There's a wealth of information now. And just years ago, I mean, you go back to 2017, and then we had him here on the show. We interviewed him, of course, before he went to prison. John McAfee, shout out to McAfee. He showed us nothing but love, so nothing negative there. But, you know, he was possibly, allegedly, he may have been pumping, dumping coins, altcoins on his Twitter profile. But even when he was doing it, there weren't that many people under it saying like no or to go look here. Instead, it was a whole thread of hell yeah, you better get in when you get in, you better get in when you fit in. Like, you know, right. We're now seeing self-regulation where people are saying like, no, do not do it. So again, this is pretty good. Hondos on my end, no. I have to ask Bitcoin Zay, are you on your end going to include anything about taxes for crypto in the masterclass?
Yep, it'll be in the masterclass. It'll basically explain the capital gains, short-term and long-term, as well as what you have to do to file crypto taxes, different companies you can use, as well as resources like my man CJ, the smart guy. He's included in there. And I
figure you might have him. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, it'll definitely be in there because a lot of people want to know about the tax portion of it, especially with today being tax day. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that's why I asked Bitcoin Zay because I've already provided my information on Bitcoin and crypto taxes, and it's 3 words. No, you know. Like, what do you mean? Don't.
Somebody's asking about Clubhouse real quick. Yes, we are on Clubhouse under the Black Bitcoin Billionaires. The Gentleman of Crypto Live, 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. So if you want to listen in, you can there. We also, if you're listening on Clubhouse, we're also on YouTube, the Gentleman of Crypto. So subscribe, like, and share. Either platform, we just want to make sure people get the information.
Greg says still laughing about King fumbling into AMC. Listen, For those that didn't know, I think I was telling you, it might have been Talk Shop Live or the live stream. I FOMOed into AMC back when all the hype was going on. I haven't been in traditional market for a while, but I did want to support the GameStop and AMC hype that was going on. So I almost FOMOed real money into it, and then I pulled back. I was like, nah, just let me put $10 in there and see what would happen if it was $10,000 or whatever, right? And I'm still down $1.70. So there you go, people. I bought the tippity top of the tippity top. I am still down 17% on that bet. So there you go. All right, let's see. A man said sounds like Black Mirror. Yep. Mining crypto with human energy. Yep, that is an episode on there. Let's see. David said banks closing equals lower energy footprint. The trend will pick up. Romero, I think I said that right. Excuse me if I didn't. What exchange is good? You can swap crypto in your wallets. So you can use a BRD wallet, or you can use a Shapeshift. You can just go to Shapeshift and switch crypto. So Edge wallet, Shapeshift, BRD, Trust wallet. I mean, I don't think there's any wallet for, well, I won't say any, but more of the newer wallets, you can actually swap your crypto, so you don't need an exchange to do that. All right. Other than that, I think that's about it. Do you have anything else, Bitcoin Zaid?
Make sure you subscribe to the podcast as well on Spotify, the Gentleman of Crypto, top 20 finance podcast in the world. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the Gentleman of Crypto top 20 technology podcast on Apple. Shout out to our Warriors.
Hell yeah. Shout out to our Warriors pushing us up. We are also, again, we are the longest running crypto show, daily crypto show in history, in the world. Nobody has been doing this show daily as long as us. So shout out to everybody who's been supporting, and for our Warriors, as well as people on Clubhouse.
Yeah, shout out to our in-house moderators, of course, and the people who have been helping. Alec G, Antonio, of course, Manu just came on board and helped out. Of course, I'm forgetting the name right now on the top of my head by mistake. Crypto Cube been helping out, of course. So thanks for all the Warriors, and let everybody know about our podcast as well. Our podcast has now hit over 20,000 downloads a month as well. So the podcast has actually been going crazier than the YouTube. So for those who say you listen to us on the way to work, or were you just at the gym or whatever, we much appreciate that. And we'll continue to try to keep it light and fun while we talk crypto. Last couple of quick comments. William Clark said, I just found out more about DTube and Steemit over the weekend. Thoughts on this? Exactly, people. We talking about these old projects coming around. So DTube, we actually were fans of like the thought of DTube. DTube was supposed to be YouTube decentralized, where you can do everything on YouTube, but on DTube, we actually tried to use it when it first came out. But by and large, people are finding out, the developers, like, it just takes a lot of work. It's been in beta for a while. It kind of works, but it's just one of those things where when it comes to scaling, you're trying to scale a decentralized YouTube. It's very difficult, especially as it gets larger. And you talk about some of the content people might start putting on there. So we tried to use it. It wasn't ready when we tried to use it. And Steemit had his run. I think Steemit died though, man.
Yeah, man. I had the Steemit white paper when it first came out. I was hoping there was a social media that had a crypto, and
we thought it would take over.
It made it too complicated. It was Steam dollars, and then it was Steam, and then it was it was too complicated, I think, for most people starting out. But some projects are just too early. May come back around and may find some, in the future.
Yeah, I want to end it on this comment. Hey, Gems be dropping jewels. We gotta give it to Gems over here. Taxes in my soldier boy voice. I gotta do it. Hey, listen, if you I'm trying to say how to say it. People, you are going right back into the honey pot. Like, you're going right back into it. Mm-hmm. That's all I say. Happy Monday. The cryptocurrency Bitcoin is yours. You do with it what you do with it. I don't know. Maybe we need to figure out another way to move forward with this. But if you think something that if the government doesn't have your back, if you get hacked, scammed, or anything happens nefarious, if they can't protect you in this space, what exactly are you paying a tax for? I would love for someone to actually explain that to me in the comment section after this video. Tell me what our Bitcoin taxes go toward, and maybe we'll start promoting that on the show. Until then, hey, have a happy Monday. Make sure you smash that like and share and buy more Monero.
Oh, yeah. Cheers.